So somewhere inside of me, I'm a little, I don't know, defeated, feel a little defeated. Well, it's probably because our next conversation today, it's not possible for you to contemplate what's happening in this country and not feel slightly enraged, not feel slightly disappointed, not feel offended, not feel like at some point you have to retaliate. Like at some point you have to say enough. At some point, all things must come to an end, but we don't know when. Sometimes we think we know how, but it's not obvious that we have the answers. My name's Joyce. Today, I want us to discuss budget. Budget uncovers 11,122 projects worth 693 trillion naira inserted into the National Assembly's 2025 federal government budget. I want you to take that in because I've been trying to take it in. I'm still trying to take it in. You know that kind of pill you can't swallow? Yeah. So I think when I decided to have a conversation about this, I thought maybe I was only beginning to come to the realization that corruption is normalized. And it does quite appear to be a late entry into the awareness of corruption in this country. But maybe today is the day where I accept it, the way a man accepts his fate, that corruption in this country is normalized. And so maybe what that would mean in extent, in breadth, in aspect, is that every inch of us, as far as the institutions are concerned, is either a foundation of corruption, a distributor of corruption, an institution of corruption. And for me, maybe what I still think is a little hard to understand is how do I even accept that? Because even telling myself, well, you have to accept it, almost suggests to me that there is an impossibility when it comes to truly being confronted by that and then accepting it. Again, budget uncovers 11,122 projects worth 693 trillion naira inserted by the National Assembly in the 2025 federal government budget. All right, so I'm going to share with you what they have put out for public consumption and public notice. And to be honest with you, you would say, well, someone is supposed to run checks and create a balance between what happens in government, but nobody. The National Assembly inserted 6.93 trillion naira. So who has oversight when it comes to corruption in this country? You'd say the corruption inquiring bodies, but good God, what's our fate in their hands? Because at this point, with a report as this, I think that everywhere is so silent. We've heard more noise from the graves than we hear today about any reaction to this particular report. Okay, I want to quickly go off on a break. When we come back, I will share with you what has been put out there for public consumption by budget. Open up the telephone lines because you are the Nigerian. And I think you already know what corruption is in this country. But the extent to which it has been normalized truly begs for interrogation. We'll be right back. We'll hold it to be a day where we are radioactive, and through radio, we're discussing issues affecting Nigeria and all Nigerians. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
Radioactive Monday. Welcome. My name's Joyce, and according to budget, they say our analysis reveal that 238 projects valued at 5 billion naira each, with a cumulative value of 2.29 trillion naira, were inserted with little to no justification. 984 projects worth 1.7 trillion naira and 1,119 projects within the range of 500 million naira to a billion, totaling 641.3 billion, were indiscriminately inserted. According to a budget, and I quote, a closer look shows that 3,573 projects worth 653.19 billion are assigned directly to federal constituencies, and 1,972 projects worth 444.04 billion naira to senatorial districts. They add some of the most glaring anomalies include 1,477 streetlights project worth 393.2 billion, 538 boreholes totaling 114.5 billion naira, 2,122 ICT projects valued at 505.7 billion naira, and 6,006.7 billion naira earmarked for empowerment of traditional rulers. Shockingly, 39% of all insertions, 4,371 projects worth 1.7 trillion naira, were forced into the Ministry of Agriculture's budget, inflating the capital allocation from 242.5 billion naira to 1.9 trillion naira. Even more concerning is the targeted misuse of agencies like the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute and the Federal Cooperative College as dumping grounds for politically motivated projects. Okay, I really think you kind of get the point, because I want to just get to the bottom of this. I mean, they give an example of what they were referring to. The Federal Cooperation College, Oji Rivers, a training institution. They say, for example, 3 billion naira for utility vehicles to support farmers and distribute agents, 1.5 billion naira for rural electrification in Rivers State, 1 billion naira for solar street lights in Enugu State. An example. So budget says we call on the president to exercise stronger executive leadership and reform the budgeting process to ensure alignment with the medium-term national development plan and other national priorities. They also call on media houses, citizens and civil society organizations and the development communities to speak out and demand a reform. So here we are gathered today. One, I need to get your reaction to this. I need to understand whether you understand what is happening here. And if you do understand, what indeed do you think is your interpretation? And I want to quickly share with you National Assembly functions: lawmaking, representation, oversight, community or committee work, additional powers. I want to share the details with you in a moment, but if we are here talking about the National Assembly inserting, and here's the thing, of course they have to respond to this, maybe budget has a misunderstanding of many of the insertions. You would have thought, well, there is supposed to be an opportunity where they take to public stage and address the Nigerian citizens, but we're still waiting for that. 0201 2770993, 0201 465 7190, and on WhatsApp 08095 975 well, you're not new to this, but I guess this one might be particularly staggering, maybe nearly unbelievable, to be honest with you. But here we are, and the silence of the government is louder than the silence that can come from the grave. Maybe this is where we truly admit that corruption is normalized. Nigeria Info, my name's Joyce. Welcome one, welcome all.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Joyce. Bless your heart. The other day I was telling you about these informations. The only good thing, you let us know. And you asked me, say, what do we do about it? What do we do? It has become part of us now, especially this set of people who believe that They are running the affairs of this country. And I thought these guys are rich people. I didn't know they are poor people. Look at Ministry of Agriculture. Look at the money they are mentioning. Where is the food? Buying utility vehicle, billion, do this billion. These people, I didn't know they are poor people. Joyce, I want to say thank you once more.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I remember that.
They are fighting corruption. People who tell Nigeria want to change the way we do things. Nigerians believe them. When I tell you people that these people, 2 years of Buhari government, this is not what they promised. You are taking side with them. Today we all are in for it. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you for calling me. Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side. It's so good to have you join the conversation. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for calling me.
My name is Emeka.
Welcome, Emeka.
Joyce, about a week ago, there's a show that premiered on your station. It's held on Monday evening.
Oh.
And the man asked, are Nigerians docile? I remember I called into that show and I told him, not only are we docile, we're cowards. I mean, there's the things you hear in this country that goes down in this country, it's enough to turn any other country to a war zone automatically. But then we suck it all up and we suck it all in. I've been in a state of shock ever since I heard that news, and it's amazing the silence that has enveloped this country since then. You could even hear a pin drop. Well, if you out there has ever laid a hand on a thief in the market, you should be ashamed of yourself if you couldn't do anything about this. Because where you've got to go is the National Assembly. Yes, if you're good at beating up thieves, that's where you should go. I mean, what else do you expect of a country whose president is said to be the third most corrupt person in the world? Please let that thing be resoundingly said that the president of this country was adjudged rightly as the third most corrupt human being on earth. That is your president. And some people are ganging up to vote him back again. I feel sorry for us.
99.3 Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
How we get to go from Ota. Shout out to Mr. Onwoka, Market Woman, and Mrs. Oboli. Sister, you talked about if we are defeated. When we came together, 2020, defying religion and electricity, we saw massacre. But if I talk, say, these things that is happening cannot happen if we have guns, you say, look, we don't talk like that. I understand what you're saying. And it's a for example, this insertion of budget, where is the money? Ota, we don't get road. Nothing is happening. The road they're supposed to use the boat to do. They collected 40 feet gaps from the edge of the road. Left and right, scatter shop. They left the road. Southeast, no road. No government presence. Where are they keeping the money? I will not explain to you where they are keeping the money. They're putting the money away to the Western IMF and the World Bank. They will now borrow us that money through neocolonialistic and imperialistic and sophisticated Nazism, autocracy and totalitarianism. But I pray one day, thank you very much.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show this afternoon. Good to have you.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Sorry. Good afternoon.
What's your name?
You know, my name is Wilson.
Go ahead.
No, we have already, if the government in power have said that they will continue from where the previous government stopped. But you and I know that it's even worse than what the previous government. And so, recently, we are the problem of ourselves. Although I'm a uniform person, civilian will keep suffering because you see why now a businessman came out and said that Tinubu is God gift to Nigeria. Why people are lamenting because he has increased his price of his goods and maybe people are still patronizing him. Now he comes out and his business is booming. Now he comes out and says that this man is the God gift. Although he has always been praising every president that comes up because it's a business. A businessman must not be tribalism because of his business. Now this country is like this country is in a mess like this, and people are still ganging up and say this person endorses this person, this person endorses this person, endorses this person, endorses this. They are still together endorsing the same person that is putting the situation of this country like this, and yet 2027 is just 2 years. Yet nobody, no any of them, whether the governors or they are busy having their selfish interests, switching from one party to another, from one party to another party because of their selfish interests. Now, they will never have anything like, they will never have the people in mind again. All their focus is 2027. 2 years from this time, they already abandoned the people that put them in government. The government. The governor of Akwa Ibom said he knows that if he did not switch, his second term agenda will be in a jeopardy, because now even I want to do a technically things that they are free to do, because now he's in the party, he switched so that he will be able to gain power in 2027 and still remain there. So these people does not have the interest of the common people at like 200 and something million people. Some set of people that they are not even up to 5 million are damaging the country. The only thing that Syrian needs is nothing else than revolution. And the revolution now is because of some people that they already give them money, tribalism and bigotry and all this kind of thing will not make people to come together in this country and stand with one mouth. All the best to everyone, to every Nigerian, and 2027, come 2027, I wish all civilian, all Nigerian, all the best. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. You're on the sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Hello, good afternoon, Joe. This is
Afternoon. Welcome. You have a minute and a half, Obi, so please get to the point.
Okay, Josh, if you have watched the budget cycle in this country, you will understand that during Buhari, they when they send the budget to the executive, they always, scrutinize and return back. What is this Akpabio regime? They have never returned any budget. That is why they are allying with the executives, because the executives have seen all these insertions and they are not talking. That is why you see all of them junketing from Labour Party to APC, because they are enjoying a lot of things in the government at the moment. You see, that they are not enemies. They are friends at this moment. That is why if you see all the whole senators, the federal house people, they will keep, the remaining ones will still move to APC, because what they are enjoying with this regime, Joyce, is unprecedented. There are no divisions, no quarrel. They are united in malfeasance. They are united in every negative thing in this country. That is why Nigerians, we are going to see more bad things in this country with this regime. Akpabio is a misfit. Thank you very much.
All right. The sunny side, we're 30 seconds away from the commercial break. I want to go off on a break when we come back. I think that it's necessary to also glue together what appears to be the consequence of these kinds of issues or problems within any sovereign state. We'll be right back. I'll share with you the psychological implications of this in a moment.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence...
all day. That's my secret confidence.
is
Also available in suits and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
The House of Representatives Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations regrets to announce the postponement of the planned National Summit on Safety in Hydrocarbons Mining and Solid Minerals Sector due to circumstances beyond our control. A new date and venue for the summit will be announced and communicated in due course. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused and appreciate your understanding on this matter. We look forward to your participation on the new date. For further inquiries, please contact the clerk on 0906 0465 088 or consultant Frank Alabi on 081 655 49791. Thank you for your cooperation. Ike Onibo Chinyere Gift, Clerk to the Committee Announcer.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
Nigeria's Football Fan Festival is back! It's Goldfest 2025, featuring live performances by Mayokun, DJ YK Mule, Danny S, Laddie Poe, Energy God, D.O. to the T.U.N., Fabulous, The Hype Man, and DJ Paparazzi. Come watch the UEFA Champions League finals on a super huge screen. Goldfest 2025 will take place on the 31st of May 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your tickets now at www.goldfestnigeria.com. Goldfest 2025 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic.
Sponsored by Squadron Dark Rum. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We're like gold diggers, tunneling through the mishaps and the handicaps.
I don't know what to cook for them. I don't know what to give them to eat. That is the issue at hand as I speak right now.
In the name of the good, we hope to earn the truth and be worth our weight in salt.
Every night, every lad and there would hear 1 million boys, 2 million boys, 3 million boys. Just for one people, people would not have no money. They're supposed to plan it to go where people can follow you. Everybody can follow you, both the rich and those poor.
The Sunny Side with Joyce.
The Sunny Side with Joyce.
Weekdays 12 to 3 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
This isn't a Game of Thrones. It's the game of information.
The German foreign minister went to Beijing to reaffirm that Europe would not let China invade Taiwan.
And more information.
Government can't keep taking the fall for your own mess, for your own mistakes.
And more information.
We did some work on the Third Mainland Bridge before. Where are there potholes now?
You want to play?
Political way to destroy. Let me tell you.
It's Game On. Let the games begin.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is the Sunny Side.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
In a move expected to significantly enhance Nigeria's maritime capacity and economic competitiveness, the federal government has endorsed the dredging of the Lekki Deep Sea Port to accommodate larger vessels. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, approved the strategic partnership between the Nigerian Ports Authority and Lekki Port aimed at deepening the port's draft
to handle growing cargo volumes. NPA Managing Director Dr. Abubakar Dansoho highlighted the economic impact of the project, and he also emphasized the port's fully automated operations aligning with national plans for port modernization and the deployment of the port's community system, which will integrate with the upcoming national single window. The dredging project is expected to unlock greater foreign exchange inflows and solidify Nigeria's position as a maritime trade leader in the region. Meanwhile, the minister, Dave Umahi, on Sunday, supervised the demolition of illegal structures under Lagos's Ido Bridge after giving squatters 7 days to vacate. Umahi says the bridge is at risk of collapse due to years of fire damage and unauthorized activity beneath it, including shops and shelters. Despite legal pushback from occupants, Umahi insists public safety comes first. He vows that there will be no delay in restoring the structural integrity of affected bridges. An executive director, Health of Mother Earth Foundation, Nimo Bassi, has raised concerns over the growing trend of elected officials abandoning the political parties on which they were voted into office. He warns that the pattern threatens the very foundation of Nigeria's democracy. Speaking on Nigeria Info's Morning Crossfire with Kofi Battles, Bassi criticized what he described as a disregard for voters' choices by politicians who switch allegiances after securing electoral victories. He argued that when politicians defect without consultation or apology, it sends a dangerous message to voters that their voices don't count. And the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has published results for candidates who retook this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. Of 336,845 scheduled candidates, to 21,082 of them were absent. While performance trends remain stable, JAMB uncovered widespread malpractice involving some schools and CBT centers. The board has blacklisted implicated centers and promised to prosecute offenders. In a statement from the board's public communication advisor, Benjamin Fabian, said that underage candidates' results were also released but won't qualify for admission. JAMB warns against exam fraud and divisive tribal narratives. And that's all from our newsroom at this time. It is back to the sunny side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Thank you for your time.
Activate. Activate. We are radioactive on 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce.
We're back. 99.3 Nigeria Info. You are on the sunny side. It's so good to have you join our conversation this afternoon. We're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM, and it's truly just remarkable to see how Nigeria truly has not just stuck together, but, you know, I think we're clinging to a kind of faith that says there is not only hope, but that there is something to look forward to every time we think about this country and our way forward. I want to also quickly share with you a report in December of 2024 regarding the budget, the Nigerian 2025 budget. It was reported that the deficit would be financed through borrowing. So every time you hear that Nigeria needs to borrow or has borrowed money, I think there's this comical reaction to it. It's like, how are we going to pay off this debt? Our generations are going to be in debt. And so you think about borrowing. And to be honest with you, there is a necessity in many instances where borrowing can help furnish our budget in order for us to achieve economic growth. But it is not obvious that that's exactly where we are headed. It's not obvious that we're headed that way, because if you consider the fiscal indiscipline that is being reported in Nigeria, one wonders, is this how we are going to build as a people? Is this how we're truly going to create that future we wake up every day to talk about? Let's talk on Nigeria Info 0201-2770-993, 0201-465-7190, and on WhatsApp 08095975805. My name's Joyce. Welcome. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Tell us your name and you can go ahead.
My name is Emmanuel Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
You see, I always speak for anybody that still believes Nigeria will work. Nigeria will never work. Nigeria is built on lie, and Nigeria will remain on lie. All these things that they are reading out, they think they don't know that people are stealing the money. Why is nobody questioning who stole money? Why has any politician, any of them, why have they not been jailed till date? We're all playing. If you have the opportunity to grab your own, you grab your own. As for me, I will never be cheated as far as I'm part of this country. If I get the opportunity, I shall recover. There is no future for this country. Do whatever you can do to survive. As far as this country is concerned, somebody that is the master of a crime, you're asking that person to come fight crime. How? Who is tunable to you? What has he done right that you're expecting him to come fight evil? We should think. The country is not formed to work. Are they not looking at this guy from Burkina Faso? What he's doing there? Is he not surprising them? Is he not doing that thing that they are stealing billions and trillions to do? How much has he used so far? He has not asked IMF for 1 naira since he's doing whatever he's doing now. For less than 3 years, he has developed his country. And for eternity, we are fighting to have 24 hours electricity. Even if they are giving you 24 hours electricity, they are telling you are on band A. What is crap, what a rubbish lies they are telling to themselves. I don't believe in this country. None of my children will believe in this country. All I know is if I get my opportunity, I will grab it. See, if you think, oh, I don't want to do, I want to go to heaven, you are playing. They will suffer you till you choose Satan before Christ. If you don't know where these people are going, that's what they want you to believe. You think they don't know that heaven exists, still they don't know hell exists, but they will mandate you that hunger will beat your generation. You won't have choice but to sign a document for you for fraud. They're not fighting for us. They're not working anything for us. They're only embezzling. Oh, you are thinking, oh, the time will come, they will stop. The more they have this money, the more problems they have to solve, and the money will not be enough for them. So the embezzlement will always continue. IMF will always back them up because they are giving them loan, and international bodies will come and tell you, oh, don't worry, we are looking at it, election fraud, election rubbish. God will punish that country that will come and tell me election fraud, election country happened in this country. How have they fight it? Before they gave us results on Tinubu, before they gave us their say on Tinubu's election, it took Tinubu 2 years in office already before they came out with their findings. Who's going to remove him from seat after then? So we're just playing as a country. Everybody wear a shoe, work hard, invest, save money, move on to the next. If you can live for 40, 50 years, thank God, then your hustle will complete the remaining 20, 30 years. But if you want to live 100 years under this condition, you are lying to yourself. Good afternoon.
The sunny side. We're Nigeria Info. It's so good to have you be a part of our conversation. Welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome. Good afternoon. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Joel Gabriel calling from Lekki.
Good.
Bless your heart, Joyce. Yes. Joyce, I've said it before. I've said it several times that until fuel becomes 5,000 per liter, before there will be that revolution. Before Nigerians, before we react, until fuel becomes 5,000 per liter. Why do you think everybody is running to APC? Imagine that, Joyce. Is the Jara on that budget? Is the Jara 6-point-something trillion? Is the Jara that some nations are using to build their country? Can you just imagine that, Joyce? Look at that. Oh my God! I wish for the generation unborn as the one I'm waiting for. Honestly, Joyce, please enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you.
I'll try. The sunny side, I want to share some information with you, and I think it's necessary to kind of hold in a picture the psychological implication of a corrupt society. But first, we need to share some information with you, and then we'll go to that.
Yes, we're back again. The Kids FM Festival 2.0. Get your family ready for some fun with games, music, and so much more. If you missed it last year, you cannot miss it this year. This is the second edition of the Kids FM Festival, happening June the 1st, 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Lagos at 12 p.m. sharp. Do not be late. Don't miss out on the fun. Do not miss out on the vibe. Bring your friends, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, uncles, aunts, and so much more. Of course, bring your everybody that matters to you so that the turn up will be complete. It's the Kids FM Festival. Let's make memories that will sparkle. Register now at www.kidsfm.ng. That is kidsfm.ng. Let the countdown begin. Sunday, June the 1st, Balmoral Convention Center inside the Federal Palace Hotel, Lagos, Victoria Island, that is. And of course, 12 p.m. is when it will start. Make sure you're there on time. Kids FM Festival 2.0, family fun. Come, let us play.
The sunny side, 99.3 Nigeria Info is 12 minutes past 1 p.m. and we're talking.
Activate. Activate. We are radio active on 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce.
Okay, so if corruption is normalized, which appears to be the only offer or option that we have to both confront and accept, then corruption may become part of the country's routine and culture, seen as, quote, just the way things work. Now, the reason this is necessary to comprehend is, so the caller before the last one spoke about if he had an opportunity, well, he's going to get whatever he can. He's going to get whatever share is allotted to him. And basically he's saying, I will become corrupt myself. So imagine a country where the average Nigerian is choosing that one way to survive is to see corruption as a means to an end, or the way things are being done. If we normalize corruption, then I guess everybody becomes of a mindset that says just how things work around here. If you want something done, then you must give your soul to the devil for a piece of bread. Maybe not really that, but I mean, that's probably it, really. There's no other way to describe what happens if we do nothing to resist corruption. In a corrupt society, people may begin to see unethical practices as legitimate and normal. It creates also cognitive dissonance. People justify corruption or corrupt acts through excuses like everybody does it, or I'm just following orders to ease the moral discomfort. And I think what has happened in our society for a long time now is this finding a little comfort in corruption, finding some justification. We have found a way to permit it. In fact, it's very laughable that a person will be corrupt, and then when he has an opportunity to say something, he thanks God. I think it's comical, but I guess we have made clowns even of our own moral estate. Then I think what is even worse is the moral justification for corruption. People begin to rationalize corruption as necessary or even beneficial, viewing it as not just the way things are done, but if anything is going to get done, then you must be corrupt. And so it's as though we, have to give up whatever we think is good, just, moral, for what the world we're in has become, what our society has become. When a Nigerian is saying something like, when it's my turn, I'm going to get my own share of the cake, doesn't that speak to the fact that how are we even going to grow? I think this is even, maybe we need to personalize it at this point. Corruption slows economic growth and weakens social progress. It harms social well-being, not just for environment, which is outside of you, but psychologically. It harms society, and we have seen the effects of that. So let's talk about this silence. It's another day. They'll talk about it, they'll react, and they'll go home to their lives, miserable, tasteless lives. On Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Lady J. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for calling.
Mr. Zuboli calling from Ikorodu.
Good. Welcome.
So, the issue on ground is simply this. When an anomaly starts becoming a trending one, and there's no one held accountable for these evil vices, such as, you call it corruption, I call it outright stealing. Because I feel we funkify the name when we call it corruption. So let's call it what it is. Thief. They are thieves, armed robbers using biros and every other form of whatever it is they are using. They are pure thieves, period. And so when we call it or label quote it corruption, and this abnormality thrives without anyone nipping it in the bud, then we now start seeing it as the norm when it's exactly not the norm. So I still feel there are some of us that really would not bow, because you're saying we should personalize now, that have still not bowed our knees to bow. So because we see these politicians doing this, and we say because they've not been caught, karma has not caught them, does that also mean that when somebody like me, or when I have the chance to get into power, I would replicate what I see as an abnormality? Certainly not. Okay? That's why I say we are wired different ways. Some would go the legal way. Some would go the illegal way. We can't all be wired the same way. But I, for one, I would never, if given authority or power, go this way. If I cannot get the money I can lay claim to, that my integrity, my name is better to me than riches that I'm going to acquire illegally, then don't even give me that money. Don't put me in that position. And so because we see this politic stars on a daily basis flaunting it because they've got it through illegal means, and nobody is bringing them to question, nobody is bringing them to account, and then we feel we can replicate what they are doing, I still feel it is wrong. So because we're not talking, we keep talking.
All right.
Except we get somebody whose conscience is not prized, who would not look at what people are saying and will not go with the evil vices he or she is seeing when he gets into power. We can't lay claim to the fact that this is how it's going to be forever. We are not speaking now, we are speaking. For those who will speak, we will speak. For those who will rebel, we will rebel. And for those who will revel in illegality and continue to think because the evil ones are thriving now. Remember that there's a day called Judgment Day, a day of karma, when all of us, if we are not accountable here, we will all account before our Maker. Not that is the end of the world, no. But here, you start suffering from that which you have done. I, for one, I will never, whatever it will cost me, bow my knees to bow because I see corruption thrive. I won't tarnish my name because it means so much to me than gold and silver. I will not go and do yahoo. Right. I will not go and do embezzlement or whatever it is. Never. I still stand, I reiterate, that I, Esther Oboli, I will stand for the truth and stand by it. Even if I die in penury, so be it. I definitely will not die in penury. But I will never go the way others are going because I want to make it rich or die trying. Thank you very much, Lady J.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Well, if you have just tuned in, we are looking at what I think it's disbelievable, except maybe it's not quite to some others. Budget uncovers 11,122 projects, totaling 6.93 trillion naira inserted into the National Assembly. In a moment, I will share with you the duties or the responsibility of the National Assembly, which is necessary. But I think I need to go back to the telephone lines because they seem to be calling my name out inaudibly. It appears that corruption is normalized. And as such, it's as though Nigeria creates a license for you to be corrupt, except you think otherwise. We're talking on Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. You're on the sunny side.
Hello. Emeka, I called a moment ago. I mean, the more I listen to us on radio, the more I am aghast at Nigerians generally. Because, look, I'm just one person, and I'm even a young person, and I'm so irked already by what's going on. I mean, what needs to happen? I need to ask the older ones amongst us, people of my age, and maybe those who are younger. Because, I mean, what needs to happen to jolt us, to trigger us, to get us to defend whatever is left? Because by the time these people are done with this country, there won't be enough crumbs to even go round the half of us. I mean, what do we need to do? Are we just going to sit around, call on radio shows, I mean, go through this yin-yang and back and forth while our lives is, are going away? Remember, nobody is getting any younger. And these people are having a field day at our expense. And what do? And the most hurtful thing is, they couldn't be bothered. They don't even care. I mean, everyone's getting older, for God's sake. I mean, one thing, because look, I thank God for the fact that the president's cronies, his psycho fans, I mean, is subservient psychophans or whatever they're called. They don't call much on this show because if they do, I want to ask them, because those of them who support this man do it as if they are on some kind of drug. I don't know. It's like an obsession. And I want to ask them, I mean, what are you getting out of this? When you take a look at your life, the last 2 years, is it any better than it was? Isn't it worse? It ain't like when you go to the market. I'm sorry?
Well, you have 30 more seconds because I have to give opportunity to other callers. 30 seconds, please.
Let me just finish. I'm sorry. I have them around me. You understand? They're even the ones who are starving the most. They're the ones going through hell the most. But they defend this dude as though... I don't get it. It's not like you go to the market and things are so cheaper to you. It's not as if you go to the hospital and it's treated free of charge. So what is it for you? It's about your children. If you want to... You know what, Joyce? I'm done.
Thank you so much for calling. You're on the sunny side with Nigeria Info. How are you?
Hi, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Alimosha. Well, I think this country will not move forward with this kind of politicians, because most of them are greedy and corrupt politicians. You know, there's nothing wrong in borrowing whatever. But how do you utilize it? Is it productive? The answer is no. They invest it wrongly. You know, they as palliative, the allocations to states. And most of these governors, they are corrupt. They will steal out of whatever share to states. They will steal. You know, we have a lot of them, these corrupt practices. And then tell me how this country will move forward. Unless they have a rethink, you know, because I don't see this country moving forward with this kind of politicians we're having. They are greedy, they are corrupt, most of them are stealing our taxpayers' money, and it is very unfortunate. You see, all runs everywhere, and people are suffering. Look at in every angle, it's not improving. Is it in power sector? Is it look at go to clearing of goods? I mean, import duties very expensive. How do people survive? Most of importers have, run away from importation. Like before, clear container 4 million, but now at 5 million above. How will this country, be okay for most of Nigerians? Because things keep rising up. Yeah?
All right.
And we have a government. That is not the way the country is being run. They should rethink and give us good governance, what people are saying. Because, if you continue like this, it will not help anybody. Yes, we always stand on the truth. No way going to help anybody. You hold somebody on ground, you still on ground yourself. There's no way you're going to move.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being
here. That's my take.
I appreciate you calling in, Lagos. We're going to go from the break. When we come back, I'll share with you the responsibilities of the National Assembly on Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. You're on the sunny side.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Ever since Grandpa's swag retired, he's gotten quite active. You might find him making jollof rice for the family, or doing 50 push-ups a day, or busting some moves on TikTok, or going shopping with his favorite grandson. He's also experimenting new things like pairing Ankara trousers with a white shirt and a cool pair of sunglasses.
Oh shit, keep that, Grandpa's swag.
We believe that the fun begins at retirement. That's why Hares Life has designed the Hares Annuity Plan, a pension plan that pays you a monthly income for as long as you live. This way, you can enjoy retirement and experience life all over again. For this and other plans, visit www.haresinsuranceGroup.com. That is HEIRS, or call 0700 434 7754 to get started.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know? Your dose of facts we bet you never knew. Right here on Nigeria Info 99.3.
Did you know? Chainsaws were first invented for childbirth. They were developed in Scotland in the late 18th century to help aid and speed up the process of symphysiotomy, which is the widening of the pubic cartilage and the removal of disease-laden bone during childbirth.
Another piece of the puzzle now revealed. Keep questioning, keep listening, only on Nigeria Info 99.3.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Activate. We are radioactive on 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce.
We're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM, and just if you're here, it's your opinions that you're the Nigerian, and this is your country, and you will decide whether you will beat them or you will join them. We're still waiting for a proper interpretation, at least by the National Assembly. And while we're waiting, I wanted to quickly just share with you what appears to be the functions of the Assembly to give us a proper comprehending of what their duties are, their jurisdiction, and how this pretty much fits into the Nigerian sphere of society to afford us a proper juxtaposition of what the law is, who's in charge of the law, who's making the law, what their duties are. What their duties are? Let's find out together. Lawmaking. The National Assembly debates, amends, and passes laws. It may originate or consider those proposed by the executive branch or other members of the legislature. They also have some responsibility to representation. They represent the interest and concerns of their constituents. They bring local and national issues to the floor for discussion and actions. They have a duty of oversight of the executive to check and monitor actions of the president or government ministries. They also have a responsibility to investigate government activities, summon officials for questioning, and hold hearings. Budget and financial control. They are saddled with duty to review and approve national budget presented by the executive, authorized taxation expenditure for public funds, authorized taxation and expenditure of public funds, approve key appointments such as ministers, judges, ambassadors, depending on the constitutional requirements, review, approve international agreements, treaties negotiated by the executive branch. They also serve as forum for public discussion on national issues, policies, and proposed laws. They have the power to impeach the president or other public officials for misconduct and can discipline their own members for unethical conduct. Well, you pretty much know the last time we heard about the disciplining of a member for unethical conduct. It reminds you of a name, the president, and of course the member, the female, Natasha Akpoti. Okay, so the National Assembly and budget indeed tagged them to it. And so if we are not hearing anything yet, it may be that they're not ready to speak on the matter, but budget claims that through their thorough investigation, they have uncovered over 11,000 projects worth 6.9 trillion naira inserted by the National Assembly, inserted by the people who should have oversight functions. Welcome to the show. We're radioactive today. We're talking Nigeria. And how is this country supposed to move forward? What's the people's reaction to the matter? We're talking. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Joyce, good afternoon.
Thank you for calling.
My name is Sunday, calling from Bariga. You see, I keep saying this. At times you say, why are you saying things like this? The way Nigerians are moving from one party to the, this thing, APC. You know, absolutely they are trying to make sure that we have only one party system in this country. So whatever they decided to do, that is what they will do. Nigerians are not suffering. Because I could remember when during this time that Omar Rodrigo was in power, that said, oh, Nigerians are not yet eating from the dustbin. And this is what is happening today. Dr. Wayas, who was taught in command, drove one of the best cars in the war without registration number. And during that time of Shagari, that was when this thing started. So Nigerians begin to notice that, oh, if they don't go in this way, that is when the politicians find their ways and do whatever they are doing today. Except we go back to the drawing board. All what we are shouting, talking, none of their business. The way these people are moving, so what plan will they have that it will not work out? And then somebody will sit there and say, 2027, we'll see what we have. During this EndSARS, what happened? When Nigerians are taken to the street, just peaceful demonstration. Don't you see armies? Don't you see mobile police shooting tear gas, killing people? So we are where we are. I pray that God.
Is this a license now to steal? Is this a license to any Nigerian, all Nigerians, to steal? I'm sorry it's a question, but yeah, here we are.
It's not a license, but one thing is that people fail to know the truth. You understand what I mean? Because, okay, when they say, oh, come, if your sin is as black as this in scarlet,
we'll wash
we will make it as white as snow. So are they not defecting from one party, all of them, other parties to one party? So what does that mean to us? Because we want our own house alone to be okay. They don't think about the poor masses. People are dying. The rate of killing, armed robbers, what have you, people are dying. Do they consider it? No, nothing is done.
All right.
So how are we going to be free for this? Thank you.
Here we are gathered trying to figure out whether this is a license to steal. That would also make for a good movie, to be honest. Or good God, what? At least we're waiting for the National Assembly to respond to the matter. You're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce. Welcome. Beautiful Monday to you. If you can hear me, that is. Otherwise, you may have to call back.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Good to have you. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
It's Emmanuel, and I'm speaking to you from Ekwe. Joyce, the problem we have is that we don't have that arrowhead who believe in working for this country. I don't want to blame people who say if they get into power, they are going to take their own out of the system. Because if you look at the balance of a fight, fight against corruption today, you see that there is imbalance. If you are under the shadow of the party in power or the person in power, you will be shielded. Look at Beta Edu. Look at Yaya Bello. Look at Okowa today. Look at this former governor who is the former Senate leader, Ojiuzo Okalu. Look at Akpabio. The lists are endless. Look at this former governor of Delta State, Emmanuel Odwara. How many do you want me to count? So if you know your way within the system, nothing is going to come to you. Probably you steal maybe 1 billion naira. The EFCC takes you to court and you pay yourself with 100 million naira, and then the case drags for eternity. You have 900 million naira to yourself. and then that man or lady, in government, who is honest, will probably retire, and then his pension his or her pension will not be paid. When he gets sick, the children does not have money. They come to the radio, to the TV, or to the newspaper pages, to beg for money, and then some people even begin to mock them. That you're a permanent. Your father was a permanent secretary. He didn't build a befitting house. And again, the character of we Nigerians, when somebody is in power, that is when they call him for chief testing title in his village. They give him a patron in the church. Oh. He gets a chief testing title, in the mosque, and so on. So we are the problem of ourselves. For those who are saying Nigeria can't change, I won't want to agree with them. I know a day will come, either by mistake, I don't know, rightly or wrongly, we are going to have the arrowhead. But the interesting thing I believe in is that arrowhead is going to still come into power through this shady, bad system. Because you can't come into power with morality. Nigeria powerhouse is like a house that people get in through the roof. You can't get in through the door. You want to get in through the door, you won't find the keys. People are not ready to even get in through the door. People just take ladder, and get in through the roof. So the person who is going to change this country must also pretend and join them to get in through the roof. When he gets in through the roof, then he find a way, of probably blocking the roof, using decking or what have you, so that people won't be able to get in through the roof. People will be able to get in through the door. People say it's our system. I don't believe it's our system. Listen, the president wants Nnamdi Kanu. The president gets Nnamdi Kanu. The president wants a big aircraft. The president gets a big aircraft. The president wants anything, the president gets it. In fact, person who is not even the president wants to get this guy into custody. Atiku Issa, you talked about him last week. The person gets Atiku Issa into custody, DSS custody. What has he done? Nothing. So we have individual maligning everything, and then tomorrow somebody will come and tell me that, the president it's not easy to fix Nigeria electricity because the system is not allowing the president. But if the president wants electricity in Aso Rock, the president is going to get it through solar. So we need that arrowhead. Who is going to be and how is going to get into?
Look,
person is going to get into power. That is what I don't know. Thank you, Joyce.
Look, thank you. I really, really appreciate the psychoanalysis that I think I must have picked up in your commentary. Then maybe this just honestly forces the question. Is this go and get it? I mean, are we there now? Is this a free-for-all? Because at this point, it's looking like a free-for-all. Is this a free-for-all? Is this a license to steal? I want to hear what Nigerians have to say about this, because it's either we are putting up a fight against corruption so that we don't become corrupt ourselves, or we psychoanalyze the way we can get a slice. It's a crazy deal, but let's talk. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good afternoon, George.
Thank you for being on the sunny side on Nigeria Info. Tell us your name, please. Go ahead.
My name is George.
Welcome, Che.
It's not in doubt that Nigeria is a crime scene. But the truth is that we must not be hopeless. If you observe very closely, you'll observe that the people that are on the elective positions, from the National Assembly to the presidency and the political party, I don't think they're up to 10,000. And ensure that we have a valid electoral system.
Mm-hmm.
We can pressure them to ensure that we get what we want so that our votes can count. Because once our votes count in this country, Joyce, you and I know that there is no way you get into the electoral office without the mandate of the Nigerian people. And once that is achieved, which is a very simple thing, because considering the population of the people that are undermining the growth and the progress of this country, we understand that if we decide to organize ourselves properly, we can take them out of the system and correct the system in order to serve us, individually and collectively. Than this idea of we lamenting. And you and I know that They have been able to achieve dividing Nigerians in various ways, using ethnic and religious means. So that very little things will happen. You observe that your religious clergies will ask you to go and pray for 100 days or 30 days to achieve a result. You and I know that there is no way you point in a developed economy where you can ascribe it to religious or God or one ethnic divide, that have made those achievements possible. What have made those achievements possible are credible leaderships. Achieve those developments. So people should not feel that we are in a hopeless situation where there is nowhere else to go. So the best thing to do is to go back home, organize ourselves. These are minorities. Now sit back and count the elective offices. You will realize that these are minorities. So it is left for us to go back and realize that we don't have any problem.
Which is more profitable? Look, your line is breaking up, but I'm really interested in asking you a question. If I have your attention, I would love to go ahead. Your line is messy. I would like for you to call me back. So I'll just ask. Can you? Yeah, your line pretty much opposes your continuation on the show. The sunny side, we're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. So the last caller is speaking about what should be done, what can be done. So as a Nigerian listening, which is a better deal to strike? The Faustian deal, where you make a deal with the devil, you attempt to gain the world, but in exchange for your morality, for your soul, or indeed this whole going back and making a deliberate plan to ensure that there are systems that work for all. Because at this point, it does quite appear that many Nigerians who maybe cannot fight, will not fight, are tired of fighting, have reached a conclusion where they suggest the system encourages fraud, and fraud is the game. So you go somewhere, you want to do something legally, and they tell you this is the cost of it, and it's actually a fraudulent figure. So I remember I went to this National Population Commission, I think that's it. There is a price stipulated by the government, and then there's the price that they arrogantly impose on you. It's wild. It's just wild. And the chairperson, I guess he is the boss of the place, attended to me rather respectfully, but I don't have a problem with him. And I do appreciate that he treated me respectfully. In fact, I didn't pay for it. By the time the issue was going to degenerate into chaos, I was told not to pay, and so I got this whole declaration of your age, something. But it's the system. There's a system there that is normalized, because the lady who initially attended to me was not only arrogant. I think it upset her that I was in the media, because it really threw her all over the place. It's normalized. In fact, there is no shame at this point that comes with trying to exploit another Nigerian. There is no shame that comes there. Nobody hides anymore. So let's talk. Should we cling desperately for the salvation of our common humanity, or do we sit down with the devil and have a deal? That's where we are right now. Nigeria Info, we hold this to be a radio day where we're talking about issues, social-political, social-psychological, political, as is the conversation today. We're talking. Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for calling. Tell me your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, I trust your weekend was great, George.
It was. That's probably the only thing that was good. Because everything else appears to be crazy.
Guys, take every advantage you can. Our country, it's just so sad. First, it's not about morals or this corruption thing.
It's not.
If you have the best moral on planet Earth, corruption will mess up for you.
Okay. So what is it?
You could be of the best morals. A man that is not well paid because he has a gun to his hand will shoot at you. The same corruption will make you go to an hospital and there will not be doctors there. You will not start running to churches for help. It's the same corruption. It's far deeper than it looks like. Nothing will work. Joyce, last 2 weeks on another platform, a guy called on air. He said he saw how Agberos beat up a guy. They bullied him, they asked him for cash, and he said, where would he get that kind of money? If opposite where they were beating this guy up was a policeman and last man official. That's corruption. So let's leave these morals that we are.
So what is it then? Because, I mean, you have to give us something to work with. So do we go for the Faustian deal, get a deal with the devil? Or do we fight for our souls here?
Yeah, because those in power, they set it down, grab it, run with it, and these were the same people who shot protesters. So I'm not of the opinion that we are all docile. We came out during NSAS. Look at the defiance during the election. Do you understand? We are not all docile, although we've been divided. Look at what the authority said. Tinubu is the best, is God's gift. For most of us who think our problem is a tribal, hope they are seeing, they are opening their eyes. They have a common interest. So like I would say, it's like I not send you. We playing the cool, gentlemanly, whatever. It's not going to help.
So what will help? Hold on a second. Do you even know what's going to help? Because that's exactly where the conversation has left us.
Confrontation. That's the only way out.
What's the way out?
Confrontation.
Oh, civil confrontation.
This state hid how many bodies during NSAS? The same state came out and said nobody died, but after a while, they were going to conduct a mass burial. See, I think if they have passed that level, we'll sit down and wait till then. We have to meet them at their game. Because, look, that's the only way. These guys are not ready to relinquish power. Is an oath. They will make us suffer, and that's why they've divided us. Somebody called on air today, not on this platform, saying the budget that has it been assigned yet. Why are we ascribing blame on Tinubu? Tell somebody, because I can tell where it's coming from. He spoke from somebody from that side. So these are the same people who feel, as far as my tribesman is there, whatever he does, neither good or bad, I'm okay with it. So until we say enough is enough, Nigerians are trying. Joyce, I left where I used to stay and drove. No, I didn't drive. I walked back because during the election, my closest place where I registered was far from where I'm living presently. I went there the previous day, stayed and voted and came back. The thing is, they've succeeded in dividing us.
All right, thank you.
You understand?
Thank you.
Have a nice show, Joyce.
The sunny side, welcome to the show. Nigeria Info. Hello, how are you?
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good to have you. Tell us your name, please, and go ahead.
My name is Eyo from Ikorodu.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's one guy that called, speaking like a white guy. The guy was making some points. You see, you are dealing with desperados and vampires who have made an oath with the devil. You understand? So you could see when this man came in here, he started of grabbing power by force. The Bible says right from the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. In Nigeria here, you can never have your rights peacefully or with a gentleman attitude, right from the onset. You understand? So these guys, they've taken an oath. They are determined. You understand? It's a clique or a circle that nobody can break in. It takes, determination from the civil society, that is the masses, to say, no, all of us have this country. You think they are going to give you power very easily? We can keep on lamenting here. They'll be laughing. They're strategizing. We are here. Every time, defeated spirit. God will help us. And we tried our best. What can we do? People shed blood in their countries, in various countries, to make their country better. In Nigeria, we are afraid of shedding blood. Is there when we came here for answers? You know how many they killed? Do you think they will not kill? Other countries, they shed blood for their country to become okay. Go to North Africa. Their leaders don't take them for a ride. You understand? They make sure that they protest, intense protest, until what they desire comes to a reality. In Nigeria, yeah, just shoot one gun, everybody will be running away. You understand? When you bring one topic, everybody will be contributing, talking from morning till night. You see those who care, they don't care. You understand? What Nigerian government, Nigerian leaders understand is violence. You don't just take it select with them and you think they are going to give you your rights. You understand? Look at these guys who are holding sway. They are getting to their exit door. By the time they go, they are going to recycle their own children or their own, relatives. You understand? When is it going to be your turn? The future of the youth have been mortgaged. You can't do anything. You understand? If you have not built a house, you can't build a house. If you have not gone to school, you can't go to school. With the way things are now, and we are just looking. Election is by the corner now. You understand? Keep on talking. This one is from my old place. This one is from my this. What should we do? Or to organize ourselves and know that enough is enough. The suffering we are going through is enough. You understand? There's nothing we can do. There's nothing, anything can happen. Until we realize that these people, they are there to do what? To impoverish us and destroy all of us for their own good. You understand? Until we realize that and we wake up, nothing will change. Let us keep on lamenting. Let us keep on complaining. Let us keep on saying this and that. You think they care? Look at this man being... Sorry? Well, you see, everybody cannot be the same. You understand? There are some that God has wired differently that are, averse to corruption, corruptive tendencies. I know. Yes. The better option is this, because corruption is not the way out.
All right.
No country ever developed through corruption. You understand? So if you normalize it now, which means we are not even looking for good for ourselves and our children yet unborn. So we have to fight this thing, fight corruption, fight bad leadership, fight wickedness in this country. We cannot normalize corruption. As far as I'm concerned, we don't normalize. You can't normalize it.
Right.
Because it does no good to a country. So those who are normalizing it, we still have some people that can say, okay, no, enough of corruption, enough of bad leadership. I get in. We want to get our country back. That's the area I'm talking about here. Let us not normalize. It's not the best way, please.
I appreciate your commentary. Thank you, the sunny side. And this is really to Nigerians or the number of Nigerians who have said, well, why should we fight against the current? Just go with it. The sunny side. How are you? We're Nigeria Info.
Hello, Joyce.
A minute and 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Good man, yeah. It's not a license to steal. It's a license to fight. Nothing good comes without a good fight. What you deserve can just come on the platform. You have to fight for it and fight for your rights. Lawfully, peacefully. There's a way to fight without even using weapons. We have the numbers with us. Many of you are saying, oh, NSAS, we came out, people, they shot, people died. So it's better for you to just relax like a coward. Your children will ask you in the future, Daddy, when this was happening, what did you do? Is that the example you want to leave for your children? Even if you die for them, for a better future for them. That's something to leave. That's a legacy. You just sit down and all we do is talk. And I'm tired of all this talk. Until we're ready to look for solution for this thing, then we are really talking. We can't just sit down all this time. I've just been hearing people. Look at the other man now saying if he gets there, he will do the same thing. And he has the oh no God. Where's our fighting spirit now? Nigerians need to wake up. You see these people? That's why they keep on doing this. And I think at this point, I don't even blame them. I point to all of you Nigerians now. You are the one. You are the problem. Because if you keep allowing these people to do on like this, then I think you are the one. You are the problem.
All right, I have to be off on a break.
It's time for us to arise and do the needful.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. Nigeria's Football Fan Festival is back. It's Goldfest 2025, featuring live performances by Mayoku, DJ YK Mule, Danny S, Laddie Poe, Energy God, DO to the TUN, Fabulous, The Hype Man, and DJ Paparazzi. Come watch the UEFA Champions League finals on a super huge screen. Goldfest 2025 will take place on the 31st of May 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your tickets now at www.goldfestnigeria.com. Goldfest 2025 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic.
Sponsored by Squadron Dark Rum. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
A time for exciting games, music, dance, and fun for every family.
Join us for the second edition of the Kids FM Festival, happening June 1st, 2025 at Balmoral Convention Center, Lagos, 12 p.m. sharp.
Don't miss the fun! Don't miss the vibe! Bring your brothers and sisters, your daddy and mommy, even your uncles and aunties to join this exciting moment. Even your friends aren't left out. It's the Kids FM Festival. Let's make memories that sparkle!
Register now at www.kidsfm.ng. Let the countdown begin. Proudly brought to you by Kids FM, where every kid's a star.
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know? Your dose of facts we bet you never knew. Right here on Nigeria Info 99.3.
Did you know the Eiffel Tower can be 15 centimeters taller during the summer? That's due to thermal expansion, meaning the iron heats up and the particles gain kinetic energy and take up more space.
Another piece of the puzzle now revealed. Keep questioning, keep listening. Only on Nigeria Info 99.3.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. I want to use this moment here to introduce our next conversation because in aspect and in character, it is similar to our now conversation. And I think this moment to introduce it will be one that's beneficial for us on the other side of the hour. Here, the news was reporting federal government to sell houses to low middle income Nigerians. You know that Emefiele's 753 duplexes, it's in the news. Now, I don't know how you feel about this one, but I'm about to find out that the federal government it's being reported that the government has concluded plans to sell the estate linked to former governor of the central bank, Godwin Emefiele, to low and middle income Nigerians. Yes, massive property comprising 753 housing units recovered by the EFCC in December of 2024. According to the EFCC, it's the largest single asset recovery since the agency's inception. Nigeria. Well, I'll see you on the other side of the hour on Nigeria Info.
We go hard and in depth.
The real discourse and commentaries.
Right here on Nigeria Info.
This is a clear situation of Koniman die, Koniman burial.
What kind of marriage is that?
You are calling it marriage. In that fact, now what for?
Isn't there a tradition like when you're pissed, you can walk away? You don't have that tradition?
The radio at its finest.
It's 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk.
It's 2 o'clock.
headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
The FCT administration has sealed the premises of the Federal Internal Revenue Service, Access Bank, and Total Energy in Wuse for failure to pay ground rent over the years, while armed kidnappers storm Grow Homes estate in Kubwa, Abuja in the early hours of today, holding residents hostage for over an hour. About 19 persons have died and 8 others injured in an auto crash, which occurred on Sunday along the Lokoja-Obajana Road, while the House of Representatives has withdrawn a bill that aimed to make voting mandatory for all eligible Nigerians. The federal government has endorsed the dredging of the Lekki Deep Sea Port to accommodate larger vessels, while the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, on Sunday supervised the demolition of illegal structures under Lagos-Ido Bridge after giving squatters 7 days to vacate. Lagos State Police Command arrests 2 principal suspects in connection with the brutal murder and burning of a young woman behind Mile 12 Market, Lagos, while the Lagos State Task Force says it has arrested 277 suspects in a week-long raid on criminal hotspots across the city. Environmentalist Nemo Bassi says the trend of elected officials abandoning the political parties on which they were voted into office threatens the very foundation of Nigeria's democracy. And JAM has published results for candidates who retook this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations. And that's all from our newsroom at this time. It is back to the sunny side with Joyce. You are listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info, and I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Thank you for your time.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Okay, so we continue our live stream on YouTube, and welcome to Nigeria Info. If you have just tuned in, it's 3 minutes past 2 p.m. This takes the breath out of you. It truly does take the breath out of your lungs if you attempt to comprehend corruption in Nigeria. And of course, there's corruption in the world, but I think that the disadvantage it imposes on the meek, on the just, on the moral, has a generational implication. The way corruption, and I even think what's worse is the conscious removal. It's as though people have so deceived themselves that they suppose that there is a way you can consciously separate yourself from your actions. And so we see, in tiny spots and pockets and groups, at levels, institutions, you see whether it's national, international, local, native, you see people who are corrupt but who deceive themselves, supposing that they say, well, you can remove yourself from your action. So you can just do evil, but somehow just tell yourself that you're not the evil, and you probably shouldn't be judged, or at least you don't judge yourself. And maybe your conclusion is, well, this is how things are done. Well, this is how things are done here. Reading this report, I needed the same grace to comprehend the story. And the grace here was the same grace I needed when I thought about having the conversation with you on the findings of budget. There's an aspect of this that I find equally funny. It made me laugh, but I don't know whether you care for that. But I will just share with you what is in the news. The government has concluded plans that they are going to be selling to the Nigerian public the retrieved estate from former CBN governor Godwin Emefiele, and they're looking to sell to low and middle income Nigerians. That's not the funny part. It's a massive property, 753 housing units recovered by the EFCC. They recovered this in 2024. And so I think for me personally, it's that I'm trying to imagine the extent at which a Nigerian in government will allot to himself means and resource to be sole owner of 753 housing units. I mean, we've heard of, during, what's her name, the former administration, we heard, what's that lady's name? The one who just said she had cancer at some point. I can't remember her name right now. It doesn't quite come to mind. That lady, what's her name? Jonathan administration, yeah. And we've heard men who take money. Then, of course, there was the one of Bello, and because I think at this point people steal and we don't even know their names. But you have to imagine the resource that a person has access to where they can, without it being obvious, or maybe it's obvious and someone covers the books, the resource available to Nigerians, no checks, no balances, no suspicion, nothing, no alarm. He assigns to himself means and resource to be capable of being the owner of 753. And this is just the housing units, not the monies that he took for himself. Okay. So Nigerians who are low and middle income earners would probably at this point have a reason to smile. The EFCC reports that this is the largest single asset recovery. The largest. They've been in operation since 2023. And Emefiele beat a record. Or maybe there are other records just not reported. All right, now it's said that this administration, in line with the Renewed Hope agenda, would ensure that ordinary Nigerians benefit. Now, that's the part I found funny, the fact that the word benefit was used. I think, in a sense, to me, the first thing that comes to mind is that it gave me a sense of devaluing. It's as though the average Nigerian, by perception, is devalued. Because if Emefiele can have 753, and it's been taken off him, I think that the low-income or middle-income Nigerian is equally Nigerian. But the term benefits almost sounds like a token, like you're being helped out. But maybe we shouldn't bother with the psychological interpretations of that. Maybe what is our business is the fact that if you're low income, there is a possibility that you should have a share, except what do you know about the past where you've been told by the government that you'll have a share? Now, this is a different administration, so maybe some credit should be given to this one, or at least say a benefit of the doubt, room for error, a kind of allowance. Maybe they may be different from every other past administration. Let's talk. 0201-2770-993, 0201-465-7190. And on WhatsApp, 08095975805. That means I, as Joyce, should have access or opportunity to have an allotment from the 753. Don't ask me how I feel about the possibility. We're talking. Welcome to Nigeria Info. How are you?
Yes, good afternoon.
Thank you.
My name is Robert.
Welcome, Rob.
Joyce, anytime you measure corruption, or anybody measure corruption, and the person is begging EFCC to it, the thing touch me.
Would you speak up for me, please?
The reason is that, like somebody said, not just somebody said, what I have been seeing so far in this crusade of fight against corruption is that it's like there is a target for people to go and steal more as much you can. Then let's just pretend as if they are fighting you. Then when you take you to court, there's a plea bargain. Let the court collect their own, they will set you free. Tell me, is that not what are we playing out in Nigeria?
All right.
Boys, let me tell you, in Nigeria, there's no uniform for thieves. You understand? There's no special uniform. Just what you discussed earlier related to this one. The armed robbers don't have special uniform that they wear. And the mistake that people make is they are mixing culture with thieves, criminals. You understand?
Okay.
For the fact that somebody put on a badge does not mean that he's not a thief. No. He might have it in building him, but use a badge to cover it up.
Like a latent trait.
These small thieves that rob phone and maybe they do Yahoo as the real criminal that are developing the country. No.
So what do you think about this housing offer to the Nigerian low and middle income earner?
Joyce, if they should go down on this Emefiele's investigation, I am telling you, Emefiele alone might not be involved in this issue we are talking about.
Yeah, but what about the housing? Of course, we know there has to be like an entire food chain of.
The housing I am talking about, there are some people that you might not want to mention, because I don't think one person should go have a level with 700 or something houses in a place. And you don't think that
so you're not interested in the opportunity to own a property. You're more interested in finding other corrupt practitioners and have them brought to book.
No, No, what I am telling you is that before somebody will go to that length to acquire such a large sum of...
I heard you. So you're not interested in the housing offer?
I am interested. What I'm telling you is like, I don't know, maybe you understand what I'm trying to say.
Certainly, it doesn't appear that I do. You just want the government to arrest other fraudsters.
Government, if somebody that steals, if he has the government back, or how can government arrest such a person? It is only if you don't have, and maybe you are not valued again in the government of the day, that your name can come out.
So, depending on the outcome, you're not interested in the housing?
You wait. You mean the owners of the houses is what you are talking about?
Okay. Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate it. We have some information we want to share with you.
So I do have some information for you. It's about the Premium Jackpot Summit. If you are looking for the right path to study, live, or work abroad without losing your funds to unscrupulous travel agents, or you're just looking for the funds to finance your overseas plans, if yes is the answer, don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Reserve your seat for the Premium Jackpot Seminar with Ozo Dodoba of Wazobia FM. Do not miss out on the opportunity to gain valuable insights, have access to travel loans, learn proven strategies, and get insider tips, and of course network with industry leaders, have one-on-one discussions with seasoned travel experts, and take the very next step towards achieving your traveling goals. The date is Saturday the 31st of May 2025. At time 12 noon prompt. Make sure you remember that the venue is the ITF building on the 5th floor of the ITF building on Funshaw Williams Avenue, Ikponri, Costain, Lagos. The access fee is 20,000 naira per head. For seat reservations and further inquiries, please contact us on the number 0802-383-1303. That is 0802-383-1303 or 0802-377-0699. That is 0802-377-0699. Hurry to complete your registration right now to secure your spot, because the seats are filling up right now. The event is powered by Strong Voice Media and proudly supported by Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info. Note, we are not in the business of giving away visas, so keep that in mind as you come along. Yes, the Kids FM Festival 2.0 is back. It's bigger and it's better. Yes, get your families ready to have some fun with games, music, and so much more. If you missed out on it last year, we forgive you, because this year is a chance to make that right. So do so. It's happening on June the 1st, 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center in the premises of the Federal Palace Hotel in Victoria Island, Lagos. You know the place, Amadou Bello Way, inside Victoria Island. It's happening from 12 p.m. sharp, so don't miss out on the fun. Do not miss out on the vibes. Bring your friends, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, and all those who matter to you. It's the Kids FM Festival, so let us turn up and make memories that was back out. Sorry, change your voice. Anyways, kidsfm.ng is the website to go to register. That is kidsfm.ng. Kidsfm.ng. Let the countdown begin as we speak. Remember, Sunday, June the 1st, Balmoral Convention Center, Lagos. 12 p.m. is the time, and the name of the event is the Kids FM Festival 2.0. It's all about family fun, so come out, let us play.
The Sunny Side 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. And yes, just by way of additional context to the information or the conversation we're having, and I'm quoting the EFCC chairperson, he says that he highlighted the symbolic and practical value of the buildings being handed over, and that it demonstrates the government's resolve to fight corruption. The handing over of those properties to the EFCC demonstrates the government's resolve to fight corruption. Okay, he says, and I quote, "It's important for us to demonstrate to Nigerians that whatever proceeds of crime that we have recovered in the course of our work, the application of that will be made transparent to Nigerians so that we will not allow looted assets to be looted again. They promise thorough integrity and structural assessments on all buildings and associated infrastructure to confirm the safety and sustainability of course, the structures, the habitations. And then they would have a process that's transparent, made available to Nigerians if they intend to purchase a property." They say, the ministry says, and I quote, "The ministry will offer the units for sale both to public and for special government needs. For the public sale component, we will adopt a transparent and competitive process. This will allow nationwide advertisement and the use of the Renewed Hope portal where interested Nigerians can submit their expressions of interest," end quote. So the EFCC is saying that the government is in, I'll put it the way he puts it. The EFCC says the government is fighting corruption, and this is an example. Let's talk Nigeria Info. I want to know how much this persuades you, and yes, whether you are interested in any of the units, except you have any concerns. We're talking. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you for being here, Nigeria Info.
Government should stop insulting Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
This one is with benefit.
Uh-huh.
No credit should be given. Hello?
Go ahead.
Are you with me, sir? Okay. No credit should be given to government because we signed social contract with them. Are we to negotiate for our rights?
Oh, dear.
The return they told Lagos that they will benefit for the house he built before the truncation of Shagari government 31st December 1983.
Understand me.
MSLO was greedy and disappointing. They don't need to use 3,000 to collect 10,000 naira. Banks were bought, people died, using our stamp duty. Are you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
February 10, we started cashless society because of MSLA. And it ended when we shouted on the 6th of March. They announced the results 3 a.m. on the 1st of March. So MSLA is a disappointment. Now, carrying Bible, that's the way the system will open. After they committed atrocity, they come to carry Bible. That's why I will be angry. Nigeria is more than Nigerian government, though. If they like, they can enter APC. All of them can enter APC. But give us rights. Give us roads. And we are no longer pineapple and the carrot and the orange.
We're talking about the housing units made available. I don't
the
want
housing units, they will sell it to the political relation. They will sell it to the political opponents.
I'm confused.
Nothing to clap. I can never clap for my rights.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Oh, sure. The sunny side. Nigeria Info. He gets what I was trying to infer. Hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, Joyce, good afternoon. Joel Gabriel, calling from Lucky. Joyce, if you know their self, they will sell the house to. It's their self now. Who are they deceiving? Who are they fooling? Nigeria is 60-something years now. At this time and age, they think they can still deceive us. Oh. It's their self they are going to sell the house to now. Joyce, can you imagine? Look at the mystery of God. God is so mystery. It's a mystery God. A man built 750 housing units. He's sleeping in detention. He's sleeping himself. Is God not powerful? And these politicians, they will not still learn. They will never learn. They will not think about how can a man build this kind of, and he's sleeping himself. Joyce, please enjoy the rest of your day. God bless.
I'll try. The sunny side. We're Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. Sorry I lost you. Make it back. Good afternoon to you. So good to have you join the conversation.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead. Hello. Lost you. Sorry, make it back. Nigeria Info. So good to have you join the conversation. Do me a favor. You know I need my ears even when you're done.
Sorry about that. They are not fighting any corruption. He just fell on the wrong side. He chose the wrong team. That's a Mefele. So this is what he gets. The president, or let me say the former governor of this state, who is now a president, passed a law that prevented EFCC from investigating every former governor of this state. Because he made a joke out of it that how can such boss be possible from one person, 750. You see, these guys, they make us look like kids. This same Lagos State, they passed a law that EFCC has no right to investigate former governors. The same person is ascribed to have to own almost quarter of Lagos. Now who they catch 9 be thief? And I'm not amused. They said for the low earners, just can who has 50 million naira now? Except you are into one. Maybe you are maybe you're the politician, or you do what's it called? It depends on your business. But I doubt if you can find you gather like 10 citizens that will have over 50 million naira in their accounts as of today, because they say they want to sell that kind of property to the low earners.
Mm-hmm.
What is the worth of a currency today? So at the end of the day, it's of no use. They're just making a mess of themselves.
I want to believe that when they say something like that, they know exactly what the low-income earners are earning, and they would take that into their evaluations. Except this is just a stage play.
They are playing to the gallery.
Except this is just
a
psyop.
Whatever to the president. He says whatever we see in the dailies are all lies. That he has his own fact that Nigerians they've moved, I think, 1 million from poverty. So how does that add up? At the end of the day, it's going to be for party supporters,
maybe middle income earners. Let's have a little faith. Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate it. Nigerians don't appear to be quite, I don't know, grateful for this. Hello, Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show.
We are not grateful, Lady J, because it's just lip service. It's mere lip service. Believe what they said regarding this housing estate. Nigerians should believe it at their own peril. I don't believe it. All the loot that have been recovered from these so-called past politicians, the present ones, how many have been used to the use of the average Nigerian?
Let's count this as one. Let's assume there hasn't been any in the past. What if this is just one?
The mistrust and the distrust, it will take intentionality and commitment to fix it in the minds of
exactly. So maybe this is the first one where you may find the government acting as they say. So does this give you any hope? Any chance?
Doesn't, Lady J. So I'm going to put this to test. I think Nigeria Info as a station has over 1 million listeners and callers. And I'm going to tell you that whenever they come out with this their basic plan, this their bogus plans, and they come out with this their highly ludicrous palliatives, you will never hear anybody say, I benefited from this.
I want to prove you wrong. No, I want to declare my interest openly. I want to prove you wrong.
On this one, I will quote you. When they finish selling those housing units, I dare one of the callers or anybody that says he or she was directly involved in the buying of it.
I would love a property, so I'm believing the government.
I put it to you. Okay. It will not touch the average Nigerian citizen.
Okay.
And that's just
at least I fall into that. I don't know what the tax bracket is.
Check among themselves.
Okay.
Period.
So, federal government, I'm interested in a property, and if it's low to medium income earners, I don't know where I'm hanging, somewhere along that tax bracket, but yeah. So I should have access to it, except the government has a false evaluation by which they evaluate low-income earners, or maybe the government is going to play another corrupt game. But if we're going to assume that this is an opportunity for the government to show that they are not the perception of the Nigerian people, I, as a Nigerian, should have access to housing. So let's see what this brings in a short while. We're going to quickly go off on a break. We'll be right back. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. And don't go anywhere. It's a promise that I will be back, but I may not be back for the conversation. I may be back to kiss you goodbye. Let's see. We'll be right back. Nigeria Info, the sunny side. My name's Joyce.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's